The IPO market has been on a little bit of a comeback lately. Well, I mean, nothing like the SPAC craze a few years ago. But this year, 2025, we could see a bigger boost, and perhaps from private equity exits. Nearly half of the IPOs that could come down the pike this year are expected to come from PE-backed firms, getting a bit of a shove. Leslie Picker is here now with more on that story. Ken Squire is with us as well. Leslie, do tell.
Literally a shove.
She did this when she was reading that.
Yeah. No, she's right, though, because they've been sitting in these funds. These funds are aging, and the longer they sit there, the bigger they get, the fewer prospective buyers they get. Oh, and by the way, there are all these limited partners, investors in the private equity funds that want their money back. They want these realizations in the form of either M&A or an IPO. IPO is becoming an even more attractive option. After 2024, when you saw outperformance, when you look at kind of the IPO class of 2024, the median performance for those that were backed by private equity was about 21%. Those backed by venture capital, the median performance was about -8%. So a huge disparity. So you've got the public market investors who like that performance. They also like the predictability of these companies that have an operating history, and credit spreads are extremely tight right now.
But interest rates are still high, though, Leslie.
Interest rates are high, but the credit markets are open. And more important for private equity is just a stabilization of interest rates. As they were going up, it was harder to model the businesses, especially during the period of inflation. It was hard to be able to say, here's what the future value of this company looks like, and therefore this is what I should pay for it or sell it for. Now that things have kind of stabilized on the inflation front, the thinking is, and financing is pretty wide open at this point in time. You also have this boom in private credit, and that capital's looking to go somewhere. It kind of opens the whole cycle, and there's a symbiotic relationship between the M&A gears turning on, the IPO markets turning on, and it's something that a lot of people are looking forward to in 2025.
Well, we know everyone likes to kind of act together, as we're learning this weekend on a number of fronts. But the IPO markets have been pretty quiet considering how strong the stock market was last year.
Yeah, well, people that invest in IPOs are looking for that hyper growth and get in early. And when you can invest in the Mag 7 and kind of get that, maybe it takes some of the allure away from putting into an IPO that might be a little riskier, not as established as the Mag 7 company.
Especially private equity always did a lot of software as a service and that kind of thing. And a lot of those business models, you kind of go, well, what's going to happen with AI? And we haven't yet seen the round of AI startups, and those are not going to be, those are going to be venture-backed, not private equity.
Yeah, and that's something we've talked about on this show, is that if you are going to the public markets and you're having these conversations on road shows with investors, you have to be able to answer the question, how will AI impact your business? Are you going to be disintermediated? Do you have an AI component that will make you more efficient? Investors want to know that answer. So until you have it, you really can't go public, regardless of the valuation.
So you're saying that companies that are spinning off other very, very smart and profitable units should throw AI in their name to get a more warm welcome in said public markets. You know what I'm referring to?
Yes. So I think
this very fine company will be testing the markets this year.
You think our SpinCo should be AI SpinCo, and then it'll be like
CNBC AI,
there
right?
We go.
There you go.